So I really didn't want to do a video on this, but I've been asked by quite a few people what I thought about the immigration stuff happening at job sites all around the state of Florida, here in Tampa, Tallahassee. I've seen it everywhere. I've seen a lot of the videos, and it seems like a lot of people are just yelling and they're mad. I don't understand why this is happening. I don't understand it either. It's not what I voted for. I voted for the criminals to be removed, 100%. But there are a lot of hardworking immigrants in this country that are building this country. Going back to when I started building the Hard Rock, 85% probably immigrants. All hardworking people providing for their families. Talk to them, get to see their kids on their phones, hear them all interact, have great days, loving what they do. I've been to the trade schools here in Tampa. I don't see how we fill these positions. It's going to cause construction to collapse here. It worries me. I'm in a good position right now with the 2 custom homes I have coming up this year, but ultimately the shoes are not going to be filled by these people getting rushed out of here. So I'm not going to copy everybody else on this video here. I've got a solution. The solution, President Trump, is to not deport these gentlemen right away, these hardworking gentlemen and women that have been removed from these job sites. Get them legal status somehow, under a work visa, background check them, do whatever you need to do to make sure they're not criminals, but let's get them legalized in a rushed form or fashion. That's what needs to happen. That's the right thing to do if you care about America. It's the right thing to do because construction is the biggest industry. I'm sorry, healthcare, but we all know I won't go to health. I don't do that here. Construction is the biggest industry in this country. And you're ripping the people out of it. Robots are not coming soon enough to build this stuff. You can only build so many 3D printed homes, and they need people there to manage those too. So Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, the solution, not the problem. We all know what the problem is. The solution is to not deport them. Get them legalized as soon as possible with the proper background checks. If they have to go, they have to go. But these are hardworking people that are building this country to provide for their families. There's enough craziness going on in this world. We don't need it here as much as it's happening with good people being removed. Dishwashers and stuff in other cities. It's sad. It's sad. It makes me sick. But that's the solution, President Trump. I'm not going to sit here and cry about it, but that's the solution. Do what's right for America. Please, I'm begging you. Honest Hammer is begging you. Do what's right for this country. We need the hard workers here. Hope he sees it.
Welcome back to our channel AI Crystal. Today, we're diving deep into a serious issue that's shaking the real estate market in 2025. Men who trusted Donald Trump, but their real estate is now in ruin. Let's critically break this down. What happened to their real estate? Many men, particularly conservative investors and small developers, pin their hopes on Trump's economic promises. During his rallies and interviews, he often boasted about making real estate great again, promising deregulation, tax cuts, and a construction boom. But what really unfolded?
Trump said you are no longer obligated to make 3 times the rent in order to move somewhere. Now, y'all, that just didn't make sense to me, because a while back I was trying to figure out, like, I know they're trying to make it to where, oh, we want to make sure that you are able to, pay your bills and still provide for yourself at the same time, so there's no excuses as to why you shouldn't be able to pay rent. But come on, man. I think a lot of landlords is finna be ticked off and mad because of the simple fact, if your rent is $1,700, let's say the rent $2,000, you want me to make $6,000 a month? You want me to make $6,000 a month just to be able to pay $2,000 a month in bills? It really doesn't make sense to me. So I know a lot of landlords ticked off and they finna be mad because that's law. And I don't give a damn what people say. Oh, well, Trump can't tell the landlord what to do. Hey, if Trump put a law in effect and he says it's law, y'all. If Congress passes it, a lot of people about to be in trouble. God bless y'all, man.
Donald Trump winning is probably a negative for the housing market, just because it's all about cutting taxes, bolstering the stock market. And if the stock market's doing really, really well, then bonds have to increase their interest rate to remain attractive, which means mortgage rates will go up. Inflation will go up, which will have the same effect as well. Even if the Fed is cutting rates, I mean, it's not looking too good. Now, he says that he's going to try to pressure the Fed to continue to lower rates, which he doesn't really have the ability to do. But, I mean, even if they lower rates, I mean, we've already seen that happening, and it's not having too much of an effect on the overall rates right now. On top of that, he's talking about mass deportations of immigrants. And I want to remain just impartial on that, but I mean, they are the ones who are building the houses. So even if builders do get tax cuts to make more homes, they're not going to have a whole lot of labor to make these homes with, if that happens. But, I mean, we'll see. I wish him the best. But I do think it was an overall net negative. I'd love to hear what you guys think.
1. Tariffs backfired. Trump's aggressive tariff war, especially with countries like China and Canada, skyrocketed the prices of essential construction materials like steel, aluminum, and lumber. Result: projects stalled. Budgets blew up. Profits vanished. Contractors and developers who had already locked in financing couldn't afford to finish builds or saw returns shrink. 2. Mass deportations crippled labor supply. The immigration crackdowns and mass deportations, especially in construction-heavy states like Texas, Florida, and Arizona, wiped out skilled labor forces. Result: many construction sites shut down or saw huge delays. Labor costs soared, and investors lost money as deadlines were missed and penalties kicked in. 3. Market bubble and poor regulation. Trump's rollback of Dodd-Frank and other regulatory protections led to risky lending and over-leveraging, much like the pre-2008 crisis. Result: many Trump-aligned investors took on high-risk debt, expecting bailouts or booms that never came. Instead, interest rates rose and defaults exploded in 2025. 4. Promised federal support never arrived. Trump made big promises about federal grants and tax credits for real estate development, especially in opportunity zones. But most of those either didn't materialize or were handed to megadonors and corporations, leaving small investors high and dry. Result: local builders and landlords who trusted Trump's word ended up abandoned, facing bankruptcies or fire sales of their properties. Real stories from the ground. In Florida, mid-sized developers say they were encouraged to expand based on Trump's post-pandemic recovery plan, only to find zero buyers and exploding insurance premiums due to climate deregulation. In Ohio, suburban landlords who banked on infrastructure funding say their neighborhoods fell into decay because the promised jobs never came. Lesson learned: political trust versus economic reality. Trusting a politician's business rhetoric without critical thinking or real policy analysis can be a financial disaster. Many of these men believed Trump was a real estate genius, but his brand didn't translate into market success, especially when policies created instability rather than growth. Final thoughts: if you're thinking about real estate investing, do your own research. Don't blindly follow hype, whether it comes from the left or the right. Economic policy has real consequences, and 2025 has made that painfully clear for many men who trusted Trump. Like, comment with your thoughts and experiences. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to stay updated with critical economic analysis right here on AI Crystal. And as always, we appreciate our returning subscribers.